we have entered the city of Burlington, Wisconsin. It is in Racine and Walworth counties. A majority of the city is located in Racine County. Population of the city as of the 2020 census, 11,047. There's the sign welcoming us to Burlington on the left. It's been probably 30 years since I've been to Burlington. So it'll be interesting to see how much Burlington has grown. I remember that being a Kmart up there. Gas $2.61. Wow, expensive. There's an old Pizza Hut restaurant. Now it's called G-Inspired Auto Mall. We've got Lucky Star Pub and Eatery. That looks like an old Applebee's or something, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's not an old Applebee's. Maybe it's brand spanking new. Sunnyview Inn or Skyview Inn. Boy, that's an old looking hotel. You've got Compadre's Mexican Eatery. There is a car on the ice, just sitting there. They've got a Kiwanis. Guess when the car will sink raffle. There it is. Adrian's Frozen Custard. Still there. It's a pretty nice city, though. Pretty beautiful downtown, historic, older buildings. And I have to turn here. That's what you get when you're not paying attention, kids. That's okay. There's plenty to go around, plenty to look at. The earliest certain European presence in what became Burlington was in the fall of 1799 when a group of French explorers and missionaries led by Francis Morgan de, oh my goodness, I'm going to butcher this name, Persones, made a portage from the Root River to the Fox River, reaching the Fox at approximately Burlington's present location. First European settlers in Burlington were Moses Smith, the son of a Revolutionary War veteran, and William Whitlig. Smith and Whitlig had been in the area previously, making a so-called jackknife claim to the land, carving their names and the date on trees in the vicinity on December 15th, 1835. They've got a water tower similar to the one in Star and Park right there in Whitewater. That's a pretty cool looking tower. We'll have to check that out. There's another view of that tower right there. That's pretty cool. I wish there was a way to get up there. I wish I could park somewhere. Burlington was incorporated as a village in 1886. In 1900, it became a city. I'm looking for access to the water tower. Again, I don't know if you could park on the... I guess you can, because there's a car that's parked right here. I don't think I'm walking up that, though. Not when it's melting like such. But is there another way to... Yeah, there's really no way to get to that water tower. Turning into the parking lot of the Burlington Community Aquatic Center, there's the Burlington, another water tower that's currently being repainted. You have another little library. Library on a stick is what I call them. Let's take a look at their aquatic center. Looks like a nice little place. You got water slides, all sorts of stuff here. This is the perfect place to do some demographics. Peak population is 2020, 11,047. The racial makeup of the city was 92.8% white, 0.9% African American, 0.4% Native American, 1.1% Asian, 3.4% from other races, and 1.5% from 2 or more races. Hispanic or Latino, 8.6% of the population. Median age of the city, 38.6. So let's round that off. 37 years. Gender makeup of the city, 47.7% male and 52.3% female. Median income for a household in Burlington, $43,365. Males had a median income of $38,471 versus $25,082 for females. About 3.7% of families and 5.1% of the population were below the poverty line, including 5.2% of those under the age 18 and 4.7% age 65 and older. The first railroad to pass through Burlington was built in 1855 by the Racine, Janesville, and Mississippi Railroad Company. Its construction nearly bankrupted Racine. The line was later recognized as the Western Union Railroad and eventually incorporated into the Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Paul Railroad Company. And now let's look at some notable people. Charles Edward Barnes, he was born in 1862, passed away in May of 1937. He was an American writer, journalist, astronomer, theater impresario, and publisher. Ed Garvey, Edward Robert Garvey, April of 1940 to February of 2017. He was known as the executive director of the National Football League Players Association, the Players Union, from 1971 to 1983. Kelly Kyle, born in 1966, is an American television executive and film producer. From 2017 to 2022, he served as the president of entertainment at CBS. So he was born here in Burlington, Wisconsin. Bill Casimir, born in December of 1953, is a former powerlifter, strongman, and professional wrestler. During his career, he set 40 world records across both powerlifting and strongman and won 2 International Powerlifting Federation IPF World Championships and 3 World's Strongest Man titles. Paul Robert Miller, born in April of 1965, is a former professional baseball pitcher. He played parts of 3 seasons in Major League Baseball for the Pittsburgh Pirates from 1991 to 1993. He batted right and he threw right. His win-loss record 1-0, earned a run average 4.10, and strikeouts 9. David Charles Rohr, born October of 1929, is a retired Major General in the United States Air Force. He is still alive. He's 96. He was born here in Burlington. He graduated from the United States Military Academy in 1952. He joined the Air Force the following year. During the Korean War, he served with the 51st Fighter and Scepter Wing at the Misawa Air Base. He retired in 1987. Awards he has received include the Defense Superior Service Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster, the Legion of Merit with Oak Leaf Cluster, the Distinguished Flying Cross, the Purple Heart, the Meritorious Service Medal, and Air Medal with 2 Silver Oak Leaf Clusters and 4 Bronze Oak Leaf Clusters, and the Air Force Commendation Medal. That's a lot. Holy moly. Good job, sir. Thank you for your service. And then there's this guy. Nobody knows about this guy. Tony Romo. Antonio Ramiro Romo, born April 21st, 1980, is an American former professional football quarterback who played in the National Football League for 13 seasons with the Dallas Cowboys. He played college football for the Eastern Illinois Panthers, where he made an Ohio Valley Conference Championship appearance in 2001 and won the Walter Payton Award the following year. Romo signed with the Cowboys as an undrafted free agent in 2003. He was born in San Diego, but spent most of his time in Burlington. Actually went to Burlington High School here. Awards and highlights: second team All-Pro 2014, 4 times Pro Bowl 2006, 2007, 2009, 2014. NFL passer rating leader 2014, NFL completion percentage leader 2014, Walter Payton Award 2002. Passing attempts 4,335, passing completions 2,289, percentage of completion 65.3, touchdowns to interceptions 248 touchdowns, 117 interceptions, passing yards 34,183, passer rating 97.1. He is in the College Football Hall of Fame. He is now a broadcaster. Brago Roth, Robert Frank Roth, August of 1892 to September 1936. Was an American professional baseball outfielder. He played in Major League Baseball over parts of 8 seasons with the Chicago White Sox, Cleveland Indians, Philadelphia Athletics, Boston Red Sox, Washington Senators, and New York Yankees. And that's going to do it for notable people in Burlington, Wisconsin. All right, let's continue in Burlington, shall we? There's the Burlington Depot, the old Burlington Depot. And look at all these rails they got sitting here. They got them propped up on blocks. That's pretty interesting. There it is. This is CN. So I'm probably trespassing. I don't want to be trespassing, but I might be. It didn't say I was, but who knows? Yeah, that's pretty interesting. They got all that rail rusting. There's the CN trucks. It wasn't marked though, so I'm not worried about it. If they tell me to get off the property, hey, I'll get off the property. There it says Burlington right there. Right there on the depot. There is a little plaque. President George Bush whistle stop tour October 31st, 1992. So he stopped here on Halloween of 1992. Very interesting. Had no idea about that. So here we are coming up to the downtown area of Burlington once again. Do another pass through. Downtown Burlington, Wisconsin. Very nice area. Very older. Very trapped in time, almost. Bank 5-9. And they got a park here in the middle of downtown. Very, very nice. Somewhere, I don't remember, there's a public library right there on the right. Somewhere was a place called the Sci-Fi Cafe. It was run by a lady named Mary Sutherland, I believe. It was kind of a paranormal type stop. I don't know if she has passed away. I'm guessing she probably has. I don't know. Look at this church right here. That's cool. Look at that church right there. Church of the Nazarene. Look at that. Very cool. And this building here on the corner, yikes. Look at this building right here. Look at that house. Wow. That's a cool looking old house, hey? Very cool. Very old buildings here. I don't know if this is a historic district, but it's pretty darn cool here. Right here, too, there's another one. That's a cool house, too. Look at those. So neat. Very beautiful. That's the Log Cabin Tavern. That's kind of a cool building right there, too. That's a bar. Coming back into downtown. Another gas station. Yeah, gas is pretty expensive down here. $2.57. That's a little bit more than up in West Bend. There's the Burlington Fire Department. Another little church on the right. That's Plymouth Congregational United Church of Christ. And now we are coming back into downtown. Oh, there is a theater here. The Plaza. Look at that beautiful sign. Nice. Right there on the right. I don't know if that Sci-Fi Cafe place is open anymore. I don't think so. We are in downtown Burlington, Wisconsin. And let's take a look at some of the stores they have. They have the electric chair. Well, I'm not too the electric chair. Do not enter if you are sick. Well, it doesn't look like anybody's entering because you're not open. We've got an insurance company, property management. We've got the Loop Commons, the Runaway, the Bike Room. All sorts of pretty neat looking places. That says 1895, that building right there. It's called Infinity Coffee and Beyond. Infinity and Beyond. Look at that beautiful building. 1895. That says Fenn up on top of that building right there in the corner. Very nice. It is so beautiful out. It's in the 50s. Kino Kicks. They buy, sell, and trade Nikes, Jordans. Here's a collective wellness shop called Aromatic Blessings. Zumpanos, Restaurante and Pizzeria. Ooh, the Bank of Burlington. Look at that cool building. The Bank of Burlington. That's pretty cool, huh? And then down here, I think that's where the old Sci-Fi Cafe was. That building over there. That looks like it might have been 532. Yeah, I think that's where that was. The old Sci-Fi Cafe used to be in that building right there. Comment below if you're from Burlington and you're watching this. John's Main Event. We've got yesterday's Trading Post. That's closed. What's in here? Nothing. Oh, people are working in there. We've got Josette Clothing. Tailored Image Hair and Skin closed by appointment. Not a lot of stuff open. Buzzed Wine Bar, Fred's World's Best Burger. Got a bookstore coming soon right there. There's a plaque on that First Bank of Burlington. Let's go check that out. We can get across the street here. This First Bank of Burlington is a real cool building. Says erected by C.B. McKenna, 1909. And here it says Burlington Liars Club winner 1937. Mr. Zelenik's story was brevity itself and dealt with the laziness of his wife, than whom he claimed there was no one lazier. Investigation proves him to be a single man. My wife, he wrote, is so lazy that she feeds the chickens popcorn so that the eggs will turn themselves when she fries them. What? I believe that's right. The Burlington Liars Club. I think that's founded here. They got the coffee house at Chestnut and Pine because we are at the intersection of Chestnut and Pine. Well, there you go. It says Liars Club up there. Cocktails. See that sign? Liars Club Cocktails. Alice in Wonderland. Oh, I get it. I see what you did there. Alice in Wonderland Imported Toys and Games. Doesn't look like they're open either. Check out some of the imported toys and games here. Beijing Garden, they're not open either. A lot of places aren't open. There you go. Lucky Mojos, they're not open either. Got Burlington Dance Academy. Red Wing Shoe Store. Wanted Shooters. We got Country Home Center right there. And across the street, we got Flippy's Fast Food. Italian beef hot dogs, burgers, and gyros. Over there's a Mercantile. Doesn't seem to be open. We might have to try Flippy's Fast Foods for lunch. And over here is a park we were talking about. They've got a parking deck down here at Burlington. There are some people walking the streets here. That's a good sign. There's a park over there. Nice little park in downtown. Here's Archives Bar and Grill. They buy gold here. Got a tattoo studio right here. And there's the library. Burlington Public Library. That does not look like a Carnegie library, but it's a cool looking library nonetheless. All right, let's check out this park here. I don't see a name for it. Maybe it's just a downtown, oh, it's a square. What does it say? Something square. I see a sign on the other side. This is Wim Hof Square, or Wim Hof Square. Okay. Nice. What do they got here? I see a cabin. So the cabin's open Thursday 3 to 7, Saturday 1 to 4. I'm here on a Monday. What do you think? There's a cabin right there, or stable. I don't know, what would this be? There's the cabin right there. Ooh, I just slipped in some serious mud. And I have to wipe that off my shoe before I get back in my car. It says 1850. There's a gravestone here. Henry Heck, born February 10th, 1839, died February 20th, 1920. He was a Civil War veteran. Is he actually buried here? I don't know. Wow. And there's the Pioneer Cabin. Right there. It's got a little history. Man, I got so much mud on my shoe. There's the Pioneer Cabin history, 1850, early 1900s, 1960. 1997, 1998, and 1999. I smell cigars. That's interesting. There's a grave there. If anybody knows what's going on with that grave, let me know in the comments below. Aww, this bench. This is sad. It says Mackenzie Schuler, 2014 to 2017, 3 years old. It says always in our hearts. Rest in peace, Mackenzie. I'm still trying to clean off my shoe of all the mud I just walked through. Nice little park here in downtown Burlington, Wisconsin. They must have had ice sculptures here. That's the only reason I can think of why these big chunks of ice are here. I'll take my food to go, do a little food review. Flippy's. Flippy's open? Yes, they are. All right, just finished my lunch from Flippy's in Burlington. I will be doing a separate food review on that. So check that out. It is worth the visit alone to Burlington. So we are just going to drive around Burlington a little bit more, see what else we can see. You know, I thought they used to have a Nestle's chocolate company here at one point. I don't know if they still do, but I'm going to look. There's the post office. There it is, Burlington Post Office. You got Casey's in Burlington. My opinion, the best pizza at a gas station, Casey's. There's a high school, I think. So back there was Burlington High School, I believe, where a young Tony Romo dreamt about being an NFL quarterback and then became an NFL quarterback. And a pretty darn successful NFL quarterback. He's no Troy Aikman, but he's better than Dak Prescott. That's the police department right there, and the highway department on the right. There's the Maltz House Theater. Okay. Maltz House Theater right there. Home of the Haylofters. Maltz House Theater. Yeah, still there. Nestle. Yep, that's the Nestle factory right there. It's got the Nestle logo right there. Nestle. They're still doing Nestle here in Burlington, Wisconsin. Bring back the Chocolite. Trying to figure out what this is here. Is this like the Walworth County Fairgrounds? No. It's not the Racine County Fairgrounds. What is this? This almost looks like a fairgrounds. Or some kind of... Maybe they hold a festival here in Burlington? Oh, I bet you this is where they hold the Burlington Chocolate Fest. At least they used to. They used to have a Burlington Chocolate Fest. And that's the only thing I can think of that this might be. Is the grounds where they have that. Comment below if I'm correct. I think I might be right. I don't know if they have a chocolate festival anymore. And they got a bunch of baseball fields around here. A porta potty. Can I go in there? Oh, I'm going in there. I gotta go to the bathroom. All right, Yogi's gotta go to the bathroom. Give me a second. You gotta do what you gotta do, and I gotta do. Is it open? Yay! Success! And I almost hit a big brick. There was a big rock right next to my tire. So I almost hit that. That would not be good. Yeah, that must be a fairgrounds or some kind of festival. Oh yeah, it says festival administration. Okay, so that's where they have, I think they still have the Burlington Chocolate Factory. I'll have to look it up. I'm not sure. All right, time to start heading back home. I've got quite a drive ahead of me. I think that's going to do it for Burlington, folks. If you enjoyed this episode, like, share, subscribe, comment. Those are all free to do. If you would like to support this and help offset costs related to this channel, please consider purchasing a YouTube membership. From Burlington, Wisconsin. Nice little town. I'm glad I got back here. This is Yogi. Take care of yourself. Be good to each other. Take care of each other. I know I'm saying that out of order. I don't care. I'm out of here.